Hello again and welcome to the hotspot, and I'm back again with more news concerning Manchester United. It's been a busy day today, or probably should I say busy afternoon and evening concerning Manchester United as news continues to keep dropping, and of course we are here to talk about it, and there is more coming through as papers again continue to leak, revealing how Manchester United's new owners to be or owners elect have been in a business for quite some time, trying to chase one thing, exclusivity. And guess what? The reports that are coming through suggest that Sheikh Jassim has been granted exclusivity to negotiate for Manchester United. That's the latest. But also, United is also picking up interest in Andre Onana, the Inter Milan goalkeeper who finished in the final of the World Cup, as David De Gea edges closer to his exit from the Red Devils. There is a lot more still in the transfers concerning Manchester United. But before I go on with the Manchester United situation, I just want to give you some breaking transfer news concerning other clubs. Like I told you, we are never alone in this. We do want to keep an eye on our opponents as we do go on. Now, the latest news, breaking news that has come in terms of transfers, and this somehow relates to Manchester United, is that Rudi Garcia has been appointed as the new head coach of Napoli. He is coming in to replace Luciano Spalletti, who won them their first Scudetto in over 38 years with immediate effect. Now, the former Roma, Lille and Al Nassr coach has signed the contract today. That is the latest breaking news coming through from Fabrizio Romano, of course, the transfer expert. Now, this is big news for a Man United supporter because remember, Napoli is a team of interest in this window when it comes to Manchester United, because they have an asset that Manchester United has been watching, but they have not exactly been willing to sell. Now, if they are letting go of their coach Spalletti, who led them to Utopia, and bring in a new coach with immediate effect, certainly I do believe such coaches live with players. I don't think Victor Osimhen will be so excited about the news of winning his first Scudetto title, and immediately after winning it, before he even gets into celebrating it, he's being handed over to a new manager. So I believe that, and like we've seen in reports that have come out through earlier on, I believe there is some instability, shake-up going on in Napoli, and I think this should be an opportunity for Manchester United to pounce and go knocking on the door, table a bid for the top maximum. That's Victor Osimhen. Oh, of course. Ebonela is on already. He's dropping his comments saying, anyway, big up to you there. Big up to you, Ebony, as well. But also big up to all the people who watch us from Kampala, from Nairobi, from Lagos, from Accra, from Free State, from UK, from Leeds, from London, from Manchester, but all the other places. There are lots of Man United supporters world over. There is a gentleman from Ireland. He's always on every day. Guys, I do remind you, I'm always live at 10 p.m. Today, I've been live several times because of breaking news that has been coming through now. Of course, starting off with that of Rio Ferdinand, who came out with a video to confirm that Sheikh Jassim is going to be announced sooner rather than later as the new owner of Manchester United. It's going to be happening soon. The legend and former captain of the club did confirm that is Rio Ferdinand, but also later on documents leaking showing the owners to be of Manchester United and their foundation or company registered in the UK officially today. It was later revealed in documents that have just come out, revealed by Faisal Islam, showing that it was actually sent through electronic mail. The letter or the confirmation was sent through electronic mail, and indeed it is dated today. So it's a busy day for Manchester United. It's a busy day for Manchester United, and the takeover, I feel like, is going to be announced I think more sooner than we expect. I do want to say, guys, turn on your notifications, because I think for me personally it's going to be a long night, because I will be up and awake getting all updates for you as they do come up. But you've got to turn your notifications on, because at 3 a.m. in the morning I could be waking up to give you breaking news that officially the statement has been released. Now it's only pending one thing. The confirmation has been made. There is no more confirmation you need to confirm that Sheikh Jassim is the new owner of Manchester United, other than just a statement. An official statement is all that you're waiting for. Polot Sadiq is saying, tell me about Manchester United takeover. Polot, first of all, thank you for being up and of course right on time. for the Hot Spot Live, daily live. We are here every day at 10, every night at 10 a.m. But we do also come at any time with breaking news. So just keep your notification button on, turn on the notifications. But first, you've got to subscribe. Now, Senoga Ramzan saying, good news, bro. Thanks for the good news. Well, thank you too. I also thank the man above for giving us the news, because there is so much concerning Manchester United. Now, guess what? Kylian Mbappe is increasingly pointing to joining Manchester United. Why? The guy is in war, in verbal wars. He's throwing verbal missiles to his bosses. He's clearly trying to push a move out of the club. Now, remember when Mbappe, it was revealed that he sent in his transfer request. Of course, he has come out to say that these are things they agreed on with PSG a long time ago. But it was only the day, just yesterday, that he sent his official transfer request. Now, the PSG bosses, the owners of PSG, that is Nasser Al Khelaifi and his team, were not happy about the situation, because they feel like this young player has put them at ransom. Remember, they got him from Napoli in 2017. He was first on loan, by the way. They were not so sure of how good he would be. Then they signed him. He wins them the French League One, back to back. Then goes on to win the World Cup. He's certainly he's certainly one of the most influential players in the world. So they feel they have invested a lot in this player. They have made him one of the most highly paid players in the world. So they feel disrespected that this player can come out now with a 1-year contract extension in his contract, a 1-year contract extension clause in his contract, coming out as now during the summer transfer window, at the start of the transfer, and dropping a bombshell saying he doesn't want to stay. So PSG are not happy. They are saying, first of all, this boy is holding us at ransom. We are not letting him leave for free, but we need to cash out on him, or we need to force him to sign a new contract. Now, it seems the situation going on concerning Kylian Mbappe and Paris Saint-Germain is unsettled. That's why they today was talking to French newspapers, again throwing a lot of jibes at the owner, laughing at them, saying he doesn't care about their reaction, because whatever he released, whatever he wrote in the letter was agreed on years ago. That's what he said. So it's a tight situation, and certainly when a player is fighting of such caliber, is fighting a club, you can't force him to stay there, because the only option PSG has is to sign him, to get him to extend his contract, which is ending at the end of next summer. 1 year left on his contract. Now, they either sell him now, or they get him to extend his contract. Now, from what is happening, from the exchanges going on, they are certainly not ever going to get his signature. They are not going to get a signature extension from him. So this has alerted Manchester United, who are already welcoming, saying bienvenue to the Sheikh Jassim Mane. They are saying, okay, this is what you want to hear. So United now is alerted. So you can see it's a double alert for Manchester United from the latest coming through. PSG, Mbappe is saying, come for me, come for me. Certainly Real Madrid have got a lot to fix if they're going to be able to afford Kylian Mbappe. But also, if you look at the Napoli situation, they have brought in a new manager in Rudi Garcia, coming in to coach Napoli. He's just been confirmed. That's breaking news, meaning Victor Osimhen can actually leave Napoli. I don't see Victor Osimhen, by the way, stay over at Napoli with a new manager. It's early days for the player. So I think even him would want now to start a new life elsewhere. Of course, he's loved in Napoli, he's worshipped as a god in Napoli, but he will certainly want to go to a club that will guarantee him more competitive football at the topmost level consistently. You don't think Napoli will be winning the Scudetto next season? It's difficult. They're even changing the manager, so it's a restart for them. So I think it's, again, for me, it's a double alert. And remember, Manchester United have dropped their interest in Harry Kane. So it's a fruitful situation, a good time to be a Man United supporter. The money is coming in. Rio Ferdinand has confirmed already that Sheikh Jassim, it's a matter of when, not if, is going to be announced. And like I said, guys, turn your notifications on, because I highly suspect that story could break sooner. It could be confirmed sooner than you expect. So you don't want to miss it. You want to be among the first to know about it. Soriba Fabure, interesting. Say we can wait to see that. Really, we can't wait. I think that's what she meant to say. Yes, indeed, it's a he. I think we can't wait to see. Well, thank you so much. No one can wait to see that confirmation come. But I think for me, the best confirmation is the one that came from a Manchester United legend in Rio Ferdinand. So I don't think, for me, there is a lot of more confirmation needed. Even if the Glazers just left without saying a thing, even if they left stealthily, for me now, I know and I'm convinced that 99.99% Sheikh Jassim is the new owner of Manchester United, and that's why this transfer talk is all flying left, right, and center. Shab Suleiman is saying, according to BBC, Man United are negotiating with multiple parties. Now, the latest that has come in just about an hour ago is that Manchester United have been, and that's what I've been saying here, Shab Suleiman, Manchester United have been negotiating with two parties. Ineos, that is led by the richest man in the UK, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and Sheikh Jassim and his team, that is the 9-2 Foundation. Now, it seems, and I told you just a few days ago, that both parties were told to put their final bids together for an official hearing, because before, when these guys were bidding the first, second, up to the fifth final bid made by Sheikh Jassim, and he put an ultimatum because he was growing frustrated, when they were making all those first bids they were making, they were not getting a direct interaction with the seller, that is the Rain Group, a direct chance to come and present their bids and their plan and what they want and how they want to take over the club. But in the last 2 or 3 days, they told both parties to put their final bids together and come for presentation. So that is when the direct, real conversations began. The Rain Group, that is the group of lawyers or the team that was put in place by the Glazers to handle the sale. But also then the Ineos group and the Sheikh Jassim group. So both groups had a chance now to meet physically and discuss their bids for the clubs. Now, at first, before they got that, before the Glazers, the Rain Group got that direct conversation. Now, by the Rain Group, I mean the Glazers, because they're the ones acting on behalf of the Glazers. So, I don't know, let me keep it Glazers for you not to be confused. So, before, the Glazers were only reading and judging by what they see. That this is the bid, this is how you want the club, but there is no detail, there is no face-to-face, explanation and presentation. So that's why at first the Sir Jim Ratcliffe deal looked good to the Glazers, because it sort of had options of them staying around. Now, that is why at first Sir Jim Ratcliffe was leading in this race for Manchester United. By the way, let me just check, a little, just to see the Manchester United share price right now as we speak, because it does matter. It's at, and again, this again, guys, to show you that this might be more imminent than we expect. The share price and how it's oscillating up and down is gives you an idea of what exactly is happening in terms of the transfer, so of the sale rather, of the takeover. But let's see what it looks at now. It's at 6.80% up. That is 24.8, massive. You see, it's still up. Has gone today. It went up as high as 22%. That's a sign that a transaction is about to go on or is imminent. But let's go on. So I was telling you and I was just to answer Shab Suleiman. I'm trying to answer you, Shab Suleiman, that they were negotiating with multiple parties. First, Ratcliffe takes a lead because there was no time to listen to both bids. They were just reading and seeing them. But when the Glazers got, or the Rain Group got to sit into boardrooms and listen to both bids, they felt over the days that the Sheikh Jassim bid makes a lot of sense. Now, is that rocket science? For me, I wouldn't be surprised. Why? Because we've seen from their behavior since they took over the club, the Glazers are all about money. Now, if you look at the two bidders, who of them has the money? Is it Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Of course, whereas Sir Jim Ratcliffe's bid looked juicy on paper because it had an option of them staying. I think he was trying to appease them and, try to show them, I don't hate you that much. That's why he has an option of them staying with a 20%. I think Avram and the other Glazer staying with a 20% stake in the club, and then phasing them out slowly. You wonder, whatever that means, doesn't even make sense, to be honest. It doesn't. These guys are hated by everyone, and you're saying you're coming with a bid. I think it was really a case of him trying to look nice, But he forgot that the people he was dealing with are all about the money. Now that they decided in November to sell, all they wanted was the money. That's why they hiked the valuation of the club, probably hoping that no one would come out and bid. I mean, this is a club they bought for £800 million in 2005. 2005, guys. From £800 million to £6 billion. It's insane. It's insane. What's the justification? Whereas United is a huge brand and it has grown, and give it, you can credit that to a lot of things. I think that is over hiking. So I think they hyped the club, hoping that no one could afford to actually pay that, and then boom, the man from Qatar, the man from the Qatar royal family surprises them with bids close to what they have, and then they are thinking, oh, actually, we can actually get this money. These guys can actually pay this money. So when they got into the boardrooms and they saw their 100% takeover idea by Sheikh Jassim, I think it made sense to them, and that's why they said now. And I think it was one of the conditions that Sheikh Jassim put to them. I mean, because he has the money now. I mean, the Glazers know they can't stay at Manchester United, guys. They know that. There is no way it can happen. They know. They see, watch these videos. They see social media. They see hashtags trending. No one wants them at the club. Not perhaps even the players. No one would believe in them at the club. So they know they want to leave, but they want to leave at the most, the highest fee they can. So I think when the Sheikh Jassim bid made sense to them, that's when they decided, okay, let's now drop off Ratcliffe, law of elimination. Now let us have exclusive negotiations. Sheikh Jassim, knowing they come from the same family, the royal family in Qatar, to convince him to increase and meet them at their asking price. We would be done by this, with this. I think the Qataris have already decided they will pay that extra money. They are just buying time. They are just trying to bargain and pay that £6 billion in a night in cash. That's why he comes. By the time someone comes for a bold 100% takeover of Manchester United, let me take you back. In 2003, when Malcolm Glazer, the father of these Glazers, was coming and starting to get shares into Manchester United, at that time United was being bid for by these all billionaires in the UK, failed in the 90s, the Rupert Murdochs of this world and what have you. Come from nowhere and just say, I'm buying 100%. There's certain better bid, not even just a shake. We don't really care about that, do we? And that's why he has been able to corner the Glazers into accepting to an exclusive bidding. And I think what will come out of this is my prediction, sports and football is about, is that the Glazers are going to get what they want from Sheikh Jassim. That's what I think, because I know, and we've seen reports that Sheikh Jassim is frustrated. They have been frustrated at the greediness of this, the greed of these men. They just keep going back and forth about money. They don't feel any money is enough. But Jassim says he's seeing it, that the whole world is behind him. He can't disappoint an entire world. I think the United Supporters Trust can contribute. All United fans around the world can contribute the extra £1 billion and give it to the Glazers, and they go top it up on Sheikh Jassim's money. But I think even you watching me, you wouldn't you? So for me, I think Man United is going to take over. Is going to be taken over by Sheikh Jassim. There is no question about that. Omo Moses is saying, will Man United likely to buy Kylian Mbappe? I just spoke about that at the start of the video, that when you analyze the situation, you think there is a chance for Manchester United. George Davis says, hi, is Jassim going to take over? Yes, he is, as confirmed by the legend and former captain of Man United, that is Rio Ferdinand, in a video, not in a tweet, not on a radio voice, in a video. By the time a club legend gets a video, shoots and films himself, and confirms that ownership, he has sources. And even the way he did it, it looked like it was a breaking thing, that he couldn't wait. He was outside a train. He was at a train station. You don't expect to see Ferdinand at a train station filming videos. He's a broadcaster. He's a podcaster. He's a legend of the club. He would be in his mansion somewhere, and if it wasn't really that hot news, he wouldn't be filming it with his phone. He would be more settled and calm. But the way he just went and excused himself, there is no one around, and he said this, it shows you that he knows what he's talking about. So Manchester United's takeover was already confirmed. There is no better person to confirm such news than a legend of the club, a former person who put on the armband. These clubs like Manchester United respect their legends. Rio Ferdinand is a legend at Manchester United in every sense of the word. So whatever we are waiting for is just official communication, a joint statement, like what is it called, protocol, procedure, just the official way of doing things. There's got to be an official communication, and not just coming from a club legend. But already whatever we've seen has proved to us that the takeover is done, and it's going one way to Sheikh Jassim, as Rio Ferdinand confirmed in his video. that he posted earlier on today. Ebony La saying takeover issue is confusing and I'm now open to anything, but I pray for Jassim to the maximum. Your prayers, I believe, have been answered just like those of many. I think it has dragged on. Of course, they are trying to play the long game. But again, guys, if you've done some bit of negotiation, I think it's a negotiation, tactic to drag on. The long game is a negotiation tactic. This is right now where we are. It's a negotiation. It's negotiation going on. This is negotiation. So the Glazers are playing the long game. They are in no rush. They know they are leaving the club anyway, but they want to leave at the best possible price. Do you blame them? Do you? Knowing that this money is coming from a family of 275 billion pounds and you only want 6 billion pounds. They want the club badly. The fans are rallying behind them. You can't hold on and get that man out of them. Are you surprised that the Glazers are playing the long game? I'm not, to be honest. I'm not. In fact, I think I'll be impressed if they announce this week, because I'll be surprised that. But of course, that would mean that Sheikh Jassim, just met them so far. Even Sheikh Jassim is just, already they have allowed and things are happening. That's why Man U is bidding for players. They are assured of money. We have the confidence to go for players. We can talk about Kylian Mbappe right now and all. So for me, that's it. Will Man U buy Mane? This is George Davis. The reports have not linked Manchester United to Sadio Mane. To be honest, I don't think Sadio Mane's best is ahead of him. Good as he is, I was sad when he left Liverpool. I do like Mane being an African. Certainly, he's one of our best representatives, at the global stage as Africans. So, but I was okay. I was happy because he left. He was, tormenting us. He was part of the best trio I've seen in the Premier League. I think the best front three I've seen. So, but good player as he is, I feel his best is behind him at Liverpool. He joined Bayern. It didn't work out. Who would expected that at Man it wouldn't work out at Man? I think. And this is a problem with some players, that you reach a point and you feel you've achieved a lot. And that's why it's difficult to have the mentality of Cristiano Ronaldo. That's why you give him all the credit wherever he goes, that even at 38, he's still pushing and going for more. It's difficult to achieve the way Sadio Mane achieved with Liverpool, and with Mo Salah and Firmino, the records they broke, the titles they won, first Premier League title for Liverpool, Champions League title. It's difficult for such a player to continue playing at the topmost level. So for me, as a United supporter, I wouldn't really be excited about the prospect of United signing Sadio Mane. I don't think. We don't sign. United is not the club that signs, rejects, should I say? I don't think so. You don't fail to perform at Bayern and you join Manchester United. I think that's a desperate goal. So for me, I don't think that's okay. Benson Mabali Daka saying we are still waiting for the bid as well. There are updates that are coming through. Documents continue to leak, but I'll keep checking as I do try to update you with all the latest news concerning this takeover situation and whatever it is that is being linked to Manchester United. But yeah, guys, there are updates that are coming on, flying in left, right, and center concerning the takeover. But they all point to one thing: that Sheikh Jassim is the new owner-elect of Manchester United. He is about to be announced. It's a question of when, not if. It's sooner rather than later. Now, there are, of course, developments concerning other clubs. Moses Caicedo apparently is now switching direction and not heading to North London, to Arsenal. It seems Chelsea are now taking the lead in his chess. I don't really, think so, but Chelsea and Arsenal have been in a close race for Moses Caicedo from the start of January, because they both made bids for him that were rejected. So it shows you that they have both been monitoring him, so they can go toe to toe. That's their battle for Caicedo, probably the hottest young central midfielder in world football now. It's a role, by the way, and United has been linked to him as well. So has Bayern. But I do think that Moses Caicedo, Manchester United needs a central defender as well, and rather a central midfielder, holding midfielder as well. I think Manchester United needs a backup player for Casemiro. I do think so. Is it Caicedo? I don't see us going into that mix. I think we've suffered with a lot. We've had a lot to deal with. That's why the Harry Kane situation, for me, it was good reading, seeing reports that United is dropping their interest in Harry Kane, their pursuit of Harry Kane, because we've been through a lot. We've been played the long game enough. Ten Hag is not willing to wait 2 months to listen to Daniel Levy trying to hold out for a rip-off. No. drop him. He's not really the best. He's 30. In any case, for me, I've never been for Ken. Good as he is, he's never been my first priority. I think if Victor Osimhen is in the equation, for me, it has always been Osimhen ahead of Ken because of age and all. But also, Osimhen is more long term than Ken, who is short term. We don't need short term solutions as United now. We need long term solutions. For me, to be honest, good as we are, even when Sheikh Jassim is confirmed, we sign all players and Mbappe and all. For me, it's not. My success for Man United next season wouldn't be beating Man City to the Premier League. I think I would start judging Ten Hag and Premier League titles and all the season after next, 2020. For 2025 season. I think he needs this season to go through him as well for us to be at a mature level to compete consistently with Man City. That's what I think. Meanwhile, Man City is also joining after Arsenal as bid for Declan Rice was rejected. Man City is also jumping on the boat. Well, probably they are looking at him as a replacement for Ilkay Gundogan, who is almost edging out of the club, and Bernardo Silva as well, who is wanted seriously by Paris Saint-Germain as a part of their rebuilding process, post Mbappe, Neymar and Messi. So those are updates concerning other clubs in terms of transfers, but we stick to United here on the hotspot. My name is Webb, guys. Subscribe if you haven't, because this is where you get to hear all the news and updates as they do come in. I did tell you I'm always live at 10 p.m, but I'm also live at any time when there is breaking news, just like I've been several times today, breaking all stories to you as they came in concerning the takeover of Manchester United. Subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, turn the notification button, smash that notification button, so that whichever video drops, you are the first to be alerted. My name is Webb. I thank you again for being a part of this. I think we've been around for quite a minute. It's been a long day, time for us to take some rest. It's been nice, guys, chatting with all of you from wherever you are, from Kampala, from Nairobi, from London, from Leeds, from Kingston, Jamaica, from, wow, there are cities I don't even know. They're from Durban, from Pretoria. I see lots of people from all walks of the world who join us each and every day. Guys, it is a hot season. It's the hottest season in football, the transfer season, and United is off to a good start, just as we wait to the best news and the news that will unite all United supporters. The news that Sheikh Jassim is the new owner of Manchester United, as confirmed by club legend and former captain, that is Rio Ferdinand. We will be following that, but for now, quick alerts. Give me opinions about the stories that Napoli is getting a new coach, meaning Victor Osimhen could be loose and easy to get now. Kim Min-jae, Bayern is serious about Kim Min-jae. They're in advanced. I think they're trying to go ahead of United, but I do think, like I told you, I have so much confidence that Kim Min-jae cannot choose Bayern over Manchester United. Ebony La is saying you can really digest, dear. I just don't feel like to miss any of your daily analysis and update. Thank you so much, Ebony. Yeah, I mean, it's passion, it's love, it's a love for the badge, the Manchester United badge. This is one of my favorite Manchester United jerseys, by the way. The memories I have in this were quite interesting. This and Sharp, Vodafone and Sharp were my favorite. So it's the heart, the love for the badge. We also need Hoyland and Victor Osimhen. I have just come on your channel. May you give me the takeover has been done now, or we are still waiting. Okay, one more for you. I'll do it. Take it back for you, Benson Mabali Daka, because you requested. PSG, David say, I think Rio has announced it already. Remember Ronaldo transfer? Guys, I mean, I like how you think, guys. I thumb clap. Exactly what you said, George, is what I'm saying, that there is no better person to announce a takeover of Manchester United than a club legend. There is nothing else. Benson Mabali Daka. Here, I don't know where you're from, but here is the thing. The moment a club legend, now club legends have been silent about this, probably because, like you would expect, legends in football are so important. Legends are so important at football clubs globally. Now, at such a sensitive period, when there is a takeover going on, certainly any smart guys, the two with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Sheikh Jassim, certainly, and Sheikh Jassim even admitted it, that they would be approaching some of the club legends to try and help them push through a takeover, try and push for their side, to push towards their direction. Now, that is why you haven't seen any club legend come out and comment about this, except a broadcaster, Gary Neville, and you don't want to consider that one because for him, he's Gary Neville and he's a broadcaster. He's probably not one they would look at to go to. But all the other so many millions of hundreds and thousands of club legends that United has got have been silent on the takeover situation. They have given opinions about transfers. I heard Saha Wilfred, Louis Saha give his opinion about his countryman, that is Randall Colomwani, and how he's not a good finisher, he shouldn't be the option and all. No one, they have all been tight-lipped when it comes to the takeover. Why? Because they can't, because they were uncertain, or was because some of them they had sides that maybe one was contacted by Sir Jim Ratcliffe and paid, recruited on their team. The others were on the other team. So you cannot come out. But also, even if you are not approached and recruited, and this is not to say that Rio Ferdinand is part of Sheikh Jassim's team, but clearly he supports Sheikh Jassim from his video. But even if you're not officially approached by any of the two bidders, as a legend, you can't just come out and talk publicly. Why? Because in the event that in the event that Sheikh Jassim doesn't take the ownership, which is, God forbid, not going to happen, but in the event that it doesn't happen, do you know the implications that would have on Rio Ferdinand at Manchester United when you've officially come out? If Sir Jim Ratcliffe takes over Manchester United with what Rio Ferdinand did, getting his phone and recording a video of himself confirming this, he's a broadcaster, his career would be done, would be smashed. No one would believe in him. No one would believe what he said, whether he's a club legend anymore. He wouldn't feel at home going to Old Trafford. You understand? He would be fought by the owners of the club that he's a legend for. So by the time Rio Ferdinand comes out outside the train station, think about it, guys. Think about it. Let's be adults now. Let's not rely so much, because sometimes, guys, you know what? And this is the funny thing with the humankind. Sometimes the answers are there for you to see, but you don't want to see them. You wait for someone to see them for you. You understand what I mean? Sometimes the answers are glaring. The Sheikh Jassim answers are they have been glaring for the longest time. If you haven't, go back and watch all of my past videos. I've been consistent building to this. When something happens, me as a journalist, I'm not just a Man United supporter, but I'm a journalist. You read, try to get the news behind the news. You try to look around it, put A and B together, 1 plus 2 together, put pieces together. That's what they call putting pieces together. When you put all the pieces together, they all point to Sheikh Jassim as the new owner of Manchester United. So let's not be under pressure. Let's be calm. Let's celebrate, because even now the transfer window has opened and you're already making moves. We've made a bid. That's why I was happy. Even if the bid for Mason Mount was rejected on arrival, I was happy that United on the first day made a bid. It means now we are assured that we know where we want to go. You cannot start spending when you're not sure of who your boss is, who is going to sign on your spending. The way Glazers want their money, would they just let you go and spend? If so, for me, guy, who is this? Benson Mabali Daka. Don't wait for any more confirmation. Just celebrate. If you want to take your whiskey, go enjoy your whiskey. If you want to if you don't take whiskey and you just want to take juice and drink and celebrate, go celebrate. If you want to pop champagne, do it. The Glazers are out. That's a given. And Sheikh Jassim is the one coming in. And United is going to execute their A option of transfers, unless they are frustrated by a player. But in terms of them and what they have, I can bet United is now proper. And they're just finalizing, because now Sheikh Jassim has been granted exclusivity. They have cut out what exclusivity means is that they have cut out Sir Jim Ratcliffe. They have told him, you know what, eliminated. His documents have been probably, trashed. So they are now listening to Sheikh Jassim, exclusively negotiating with him for a final fee. They want to agree on a final fee. Let's wait for that announcement. Let's go back to the transfers. Daka is asking, we also need Hoyland. Hoyland, I said, and I'll repeat it, if the players I believe Man United are going to sign are the goalkeeper, most likely Diogo Costa. Onana is coming into the equation, but Chelsea want him. I think Chelsea have a better relationship with Inter. So I would prefer Onana. Rather, I would prefer Diogo Costa to Onana on any day. That's the fact. But because Africa, okay, I mean, some of our goalkeepers excite for a season and there is no longevity. You see what Mendy did at Chelsea. What happened with him? He was the best goalkeeper a few years ago in the world. But I think it's a culture thing. People from our end, from our who are raised from our continent, we get satisfied so fast, and we lack the drive. And I'm African. I can say this without fear of coming off as a stereotype, because I'm African. I think it's a mentality thing. At times when we achieve at the highest level, it's difficult for us to push ourselves to stay there. So we get satisfied. That's why when Mendy became the best goalkeeper in the world, the next season he was going down and he ran out of favor at Chelsea. What happened? He's still young. You ask yourself, he would be at his prime as a goalkeeper. So that's why I wouldn't really rely a lot on Onana. I would rather have Diogo Costa. And the reason I prefer Diogo Costa, there are so many good goalkeepers, but Diogo Costa his agency is Gestifute, owned by George Mendes. Now, for a footballer to play at Manchester United, the people representing you, more so in this day and age, have got to be so good, because it is like coming from FC Porto to join Manchester United, more so under such circumstances, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole even if you're a proven footballer like Diogo Costa is, he had one season at Porto. For you to handle the pressure, the fans, wherever you go, each one knows you. Man United has fans all over. Ten Hag was saying he cannot go out in Manchester, in the town, and say, this club has a lot of fans. Now, they all know you. Now, for you to play at that club, at that level, it takes a lot in terms of mentality, hard work. Now, for you to do that consistently, you need to be prepared. Now, George Mendes, the super agent, I don't think anyone can doubt his ability to prepare players. He did bring a young Cristiano Ronaldo from Sporting Lisbon, handed him over to the biggest club at a time when Manchester United had all the stars at their prime. And this boy Ronaldo had the mentality to play them out consistently, outplay them, go to Real Madrid, consistently outplay them, and all record amounts of money, but still playing at that level. It shows you that this guy knows how to prepare players for the big stage. So for me, the confidence I would have in Diogo Costa is because he's being handled by the best football agency in the world, Gestifute. Gestifute will even invest cash. George Mendes was investing money for Cristiano. That's why Cristiano is filthy rich. So he handles you as a player to concentrate on the game, and he knows how to prepare you. And that's the job of an agency. The truth is, most of other players, the likes of Pogba was a brilliant footballer, but he was misled by his agent. Because he wanted commission. That's the thing. It's sad. They say it's bad to talk about deceased people. I think his agent died. But yeah, for me, that's why I think Diogo Costa is the goalkeeper. So United, I think, will sign Diogo Costa. I think United, whereas Bayern is stepping up their interest, I think United will sign Kim Min-jae. I think United needs a holding midfielder. They have been talking of Caicedo. I don't think we are getting into that mess. Like I told you, the Caicedo mix. Chelsea and Arsenal can go toe-to-toe for Caicedo. Maybe in January we can sign a holding midfielder. I don't think we need to rush for a holding midfielder now, because Casemiro is 31 and is still playing good. But before the end of the season, or probably next season, we need to go for a holding midfielder. But for now, the first key areas to sort are goalkeeping, central defense, Kim Min-jae, striker, that is either Mbappe or whoever, and then maybe Mount, because the coach loves him. But also Mount, yes, it can be needed because Eriksen's best is behind him, and Mount is young, so coming in as a number 10 would be okay. Then releasing a bit of Bruno Fernandes to play as a number 8 close to Casemiro. So it will be a more attack-minded team. Innocent Mo is saying we need Onana, we need a goalkeeper. But anyway, but also the goalkeeping position is not one that stresses me about United. Manchester United has never got it wrong with a goalkeeper. Am I right? You can go in the comment section and challenge me. I don't think United, and we've got it wrong with many footballers, outfield players, but United has never got it wrong with the goalkeeper. Not when I've followed it, not what I've read. We've always had good goalkeepers. So I won't stress. I know United will choose the right goalkeeper. Even David De Gea was a good goalkeeper. That's why he's been #1 for more than a decade. So yeah, so United never gets it wrong with goalkeepers. So let's not even stress about which goalkeeper will come in. Whoever they bring in will be good enough. But the outfield players, those ones. So I also know that United will sign Rasmus Højlund because they've been interested in him for a long time. They already approached him and assured him that they are coming for him. So those are the players that we are clear that all goes as to plan, they will be signed. Benson Mabali Daka, I'm from Zambia. That's great. We will wait for finalization of the takeover. What Sancho rumor of going to? Yes, Sancho has been put out for sale. That is true, and I think Spurs have registered their interest in him. He has been put out for sale for £60 million. Of course, again, those are signs that there is money. Those are signs that Plan A is working, because how would you have the confidence to sign a young player like Jadon Sancho? Not really the flop of flops, unless you know you're going to have money to buy other good players or better players. So again, those are signs for you. Again, like I said, see the news behind the news, read between the lines and try to make a conclusion and see. Ebonelas, there is thanks. Let's give things time, because only time will tell us the real answer to the takeover. Yes, indeed. But follow the developments as they do come. Do follow. It's also not good for things to come abruptly. People will collapse. I think it's, again, a way of communicating. You build people. That's why these things are leaked. These things are intentional. But also, this is a brand thing. This thing is promoting Manchester United, because every day people are waiting to hear from Manchester United. So it's a brand thing. Right now, Manchester United has taken over the transfers. There's Declan Rice and what have you. Premier League fixtures have been released, but the biggest conversation in football today is Manchester United. So the Manchester United brand remains top of mind. That's why it's going up. Let me check again on the stock market. That's why it's going up. That's business. Manchester United, that's why it's a huge power. It's a huge power. 24.8. That's 6.8% up. So actually it's now 24.52. So you understand, guys? That's exactly what I'm saying. So Manchester United needs to be in the conversation. It's a good thing. It's a brand thing. So you keep letting in the news that comes, but when you see a video from a club legend, guys, man, let's be mature about this somehow. I think it is done. It's a done thing. Can you tell me the situation of the Mason Greenwoods? Yes, Mason Greenwood just a few weeks ago, and there's a video explaining the Mason Greenwood situation in one of my recent past videos a day or two ago. You can check it out. That is Mr. Omo Moses. So Mason Greenwood, first of all, with what's happening now, we'll know the official again. I think the takeover situation has overshadowed a long communication United has waited, or fans have waited from the Glazers, because according to Ten Hag, he wants Mason Greenwood back because he has proved that he can score goals since 2019. But that's not his final decision to make, because the Glazers were holding their internal investigations. They somehow became the police because of money again, because of what he did. Obviously sponsors wouldn't want, that's why they pulled down all his merchandise and everything with Mason Greenwood, told fans to bring them back and get free exchanges and all, which was okay at that time because what had happened was bad. But the police acquitted the guy. He's getting married to the same girl, to his own victim. They're having a kid, their first child. There was no one to give evidence against him. So you, the Glazers, what business do you have going on to make an internal investigation when the official police of Manchester has acquitted him of the charges? So, but of course they acquitted him without saying he's not guilty or guilty. They couldn't say it because there was no evidence to prove either. There was no one to give evidence, so the case was just dropped. So the situation has been that now for Ten Hag, for him as a coach, this boy, the biggest problem for United is a striking problem. Now you have a 21-year-old, one of the best promising young players at your team, contracted till 2025, but he can't play because he's acquitted of any charges, but they can't play because the greedy owners are saying, we are launching internal investigations. Are you the police? The boy is together with the same girl, they are having their first child, they are getting married, the families are okay. What is it? Yes, this is a young boy. Maybe he learned his lesson. Maybe he lost his sponsorship from Nike. He made a mistake. He didn't kill someone. And I'm not defending, beating a woman. It's a terrible thing he did. But you think about it. He's a young 21-year-old boy earning £75,000 per week. He's a star. Mason Greenwood is a star. It's so difficult. These footballers are young people earning so much money. It can, guys. I don't know whether there are any millionaires here, but you know how you feel when you have a little extra bucks in your pocket. You feel so energetic. You feel so. Imagine a young 21-year-old earning £75,000 per week, playing and winning games for the biggest club in the world. The stardom he has. Well, at times he can make mistakes like that. If he does it again over and over again, then that's bad. Maybe he has anger management issues. Solve the problem, because he's a young boy. Yes, 21, you're an adult, but he's still a young boy earning so much. He's a star. He needs management to control him. So for me, I think you don't just write him off just like that. But again, that doesn't take away the fact that what he did was wrong, and I'm sure he served his punishment. He was arrested for some time. I'm sure he went through a process. Even bringing him back wouldn't be a one-day event. You would bring him back through a process. Try to talk to him and counsel him and all. So for me, the solution for Mount should be to come back, and indeed he will be coming back soon. Sooner rather than later, we'll be hearing a pronouncement on that position. But I believe he will come back, and I'm seeing. Imagine if he came back, we signed Kylian Mbappe, and I think for me, if Mount was there, the best front three that would even do better than what Mohamed Salah and Roberto Firmino and Sadio Mane did. For United, I think the best front three would be Kylian Mbappe, Marcus Rashford, and Mason Greenwood. For me, that would be it. Without a doubt. For me, that would be it 100%. Because I rate Mount that highly. Of course, you're not sure what mentality he will have, his mindset when he returns and all. But regardless, he's a 21-year-old player. But I think that would be the best front three for United. Put Marcus Rashford in the center. But it doesn't even matter, because all those three players are mobile. They can keep switching the flanks the way Mo Salah, Mane and Firmino used to do it. That's why that Liverpool team was unplayable. That's why the Barcelona team with Suarez, Neymar and Messi was unplayable, because of that mobility of each one can just keep confusing defenders, you don't know who's going to kill you off, who is going to serve that killer pass. There is no proper number 9. That is the best way to win games today. You just confuse run them through a puzzle they can't solve. For me, that would be the best front three for United. For me. So, Mason Mount, I think he will stay. Of course, they might loan him out for a bit, but he came out and his team and put Manchester United under the pressure to tell them, to communicate his official status at the club. Do they want him, or are they letting go of him? So for me, that's what I think. So I think Mount will stay a United player, and it will be announced soon, maybe even before the takeover. Don't be surprised if the announcement is made tomorrow, because right now things are happening so fast at Manchester United, because they are cleaning the house for the imminent takeover from Sheikh Jassim. Ebony La, I should have ended this long time, but comments are many and they are dropping. We are not short of wingers, without a doubt. Exactly, we are not. And yeah, so that's it. I think that's it from me, guys, for now. We'll see you again tomorrow. Or just turn on your notifications, because I could be back later on in the night with breaking news. The moment it breaks, trust me, you get it here first. So rely on me for that. That's my promise. Concerning Manchester United, I will be here to give you all the news. My name is Webb. Well, we'll talk more about the Premier League fixtures, because they have been overtaken by events, but there is time for them, yeah? There is time for them. We'll talk more about them, because there is a lot to dissect, including our opening games, the big games and the big dates when they are going to happen and all. We'll be looking at those soon. Of course, if no breaking story comes out to, of course, disrupt our focus. For now, that's it. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good morning, good night, good evening, a good day if you're going out to work from wherever you are, whichever part of the world, from Accra, from Abuja, from Lagos, from Ireland, from UK, from Uganda, Kampala, from Kenya, Nairobi, wherever you are watching with Hotspot from. Thank you. Subscribe, guys. Let's keep growing this community as we do keep talking about Manchester United. Remember as well, guys, on this channel we'll be enjoying some watch-alongs as well. I will be here so that if a game is going on, if Manchester United is playing, from wherever you are, whichever part of the world you are in, we should be able, you sit here with me, I'm watching as we converse about the game. That's what we call a watch along. Of course, I'm never going to have the rights to broadcast these games, but we will be watching along together as we banter about what we're seeing, as we keep growing our community, come together, because that's what this digital era means. We can't come together even from afar. Thank you so much. It's a big G bless. I love you all. See you again when you see me. Peace, love, and harmony. Cheers.